Let's cast our next match. We got another TVZ here. Another absolute banger. As spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood for the Shopify Rebellion, it's our blue Terran, ByuN. And his opponent in the lower left. Also for the Shopify Rebellion, oh my god, they're teammates. It's Scarlett. The team kill is real. All right. I have to compose myself here. Getting genuinely a little emotional thinking about how many people are enjoying the tournament that I've worked hard to put on over the last few months. Very excited about it. Anyways, ByuN is doing the ByuN build. We just saw Maru do this. What was it, 4 games in a row against Ragnarok? So we're pretty familiar with it at this point. It's going to be 3 Reapers. What will ByuN's follow-up be, though? Because Maru seemed to just find his groove with the 3 Reaper into Stim Marines with Medivacs build. He varied it up one time. Adding in some Hellions and a Liberator to try to be annoying, but then he built the Marines after it, so it was pretty much the exact same thing. But ByuN he'll change it up a little bit more than Maru did, and we're already seeing, I think there's a 4th Marine or a 4th Reaper on the way. So that's already a slight variation from what we were seeing from Maru. So it's kind of cool to see what ByuN likes to do with this build. Yeah, he even starts up a 5th Reaper. So he is going to commit to trying to stop this hatch from coming up. And it is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure it was in ByuN versus Scarlett that we saw Scarlett forced to cancel that 3rd base against the 5 Reapers. But she seems to be prepared for this. She's sending Lings across the map to try to be annoying on the other side of the map in the meantime. She's taking the other 3rd. She says, yeah, sure, you can spend all your time trying to kill that. I'm going to get in and stop this reactor from coming up. Tries to stop the SCV as well, but the base does finish. The Lings are going to get into the main, though. And now ByuN needs to force this cancel. Suddenly he needs to get damage done because, yeah, Scarlett's being really annoying over here. She's even going to get a couple of SCV kills. Ling speed is done. She's trying to jump on top of this Reaper, but the excellent control from ByuN. Of course, his Reaper control is top-notch. And he will be able to kill all of those Lings, but 3 SCVs go down. There was a kill on a reactor, so that is pretty nice. And Scarlett seems to be well set up for this back at home. The 3rd base is a little bit later than she'd like it, but I think considering everything that happened, I like this opening for Scarlett. I think that was it was a nice response to seeing those extra Reapers. I don't even know if she saw the extra Reapers, but it worked out very well. That being said, ByuN's still in a totally fine spot. He's got his 3rd base finished up. He's got Stim on the way now, and Marines coming out. The 5 Reapers are still alive, which is really nice for him as well. None of those Reapers died. Gives him a lot of power out on the map. Scarlett's going to have to respect the Reaper presence, especially from ByuN. No starport yet, though. So ByuN is just getting into Marines and Hellions, and 1-1. Is he gonna all in? Okay. This feels very weird to me. I would have expected to see a starport here. I am mildly confused now, but it does feel like ByuN might be setting up for some sort of big 1-1 timing with Hellions coming out as well. But as I say that, nope, he just swaps and starts building the starport much later. Okay. You know, ByuN just does ByuN things. It's just hashtag ByuN things. And we love him for it. Very interesting choice to get those 2 Hellions out. I mean, obviously it does help these Reapers against any Lings. The Marines are pushing across now as well. They do have Stim, but they don't have that medevac support. So they're a little bit weaker. Every Stim is going to hurt pretty severely, but there's not a lot of Lings out. It's really just the Queens here to help out against this. Hellions have taken a bit of damage. Looks like Maru's going to back up. He does see the Queens. He sees the Lings. Scarlett has droned up to 68, just powering up. She took this base pretty much immediately after those Reapers left. So her 4th base is fully up and running. Got drones at it already. ByuN is right now just focusing on clearing creep. Lings are running around, maybe looking for some counterattack damage. Oh, they're just chilling off to the side, scouting. ByuN's going to take the 3rd base in the meantime and get some more barracks up. Get that production going. 10 more drones on the way, man. Scarlett is not messing around. Bane speed is on the way as well, though, and that is very important. Now, the thing is, ByuN has 1-1 finished up. The Evo chamber's only halfway done for Scarlett, so she has a huge drone count, and she's, you know, she's still got that tech going. She still has a decent amount of units out, but she has sacrificed that tech a little bit in terms of the 1-1. Now she's going to have to fight these 1-1 Marines. What a Baneling hit. It doesn't kill the Marines, but it makes them very, very weak. One single Baneling connection there. Going to be enough to push ByuN away. I think he was target firing those Banes. Just didn't quite get that last one. But he does keep a lot of those Marines alive. The medevacs, I think there's just the 1 for the time being, but there will be more coming out. We'll be able to heal these Marines up over time as long as he's careful. He's trying to push right on through again, though. Maybe get on top of some of this. He's got some Widow Mines joining up. Scarlett needs to be very careful of. But there's a lot of Lings and Banes here. They're going to dive on through the Widow Mine. Oh, the Widow Mines do not get good hits at all. The Marines find a really nice position. They're going to have to pick up and get on out of there as the Lings and Banes push them away. There's no detection here, though. Overseer needs to come over very quickly. Overseer? It feels so dangerous. These Overseers feel so late. But okay. The mines go down. They don't get any more hits. ByuN, though, he's splitting up, pushing through, just, again, clearing that creep, trying to keep Scarlett back. Scarlett, though, her drone count is so sick. She is just mining like crazy. I think she's going to want a 5th and probably a 6th base very soon. I wouldn't be surprised to see her double expand if she's able to push these groups of Marines back a little bit. She is doing some of her own splitting, getting those Hydras out, getting the Hydra upgrades as well. I think she's probably recognized that she's pretty far down on the upgrades. And that makes taking engagements a lot more difficult. It's going to take that forward 5th base. It's the only one not being threatened and pressured right now. So it does make sense. She's not really able to push off creep. She hasn't sent anything across the map. I feel like a counterattack could actually do huge damage if she just ran by straight to the 3rd. Kind of wild, but there's absolutely nothing to stop that at the moment for ByuN. But I think Scarlett is feeling like she needs to keep all of her units back at home. Widow Mine's getting triggered by just 1 Ling here, but there are a few more behind that. They're not getting the damage, though. Scarlett pushes this group of Marines back, kills all of the mines. I don't know what happened on this side, but it's not looking good for ByuN since I don't see any Marines here anymore, and there were some earlier. Scarlett doing a great job defensively. She's going to be able to get this 5th base set up. She's even continuing to build drones. Scarlett's going to go for that 90 or 100 drone setup here, it looks like. Oh, the Hydra is going to get on top of this medevac. They're not going to quite get it, but it gets so low. There's a Spore Crawler here. Oh, they will get it. They got it. They got it. Get it. There's one more hit. No. Oh, my God. It gets away. I don't think it's going to do too much back there, but you never know. ByuN is kind of the master of keeping one medevac in the corner and then just dropping it in when the player isn't expecting it. He does that a lot. But he does have his 4th base set up. ByuN, his economy is not slouching either. But this is a nice moment for Scarlett where she's putting on the pressure. finally able to turn those tables a little bit. And it looks like she's going to try to dive on this fourth base. She says, screw your Marines, dude. That is not a planetary yet. I'm going in. The Baneling's rolling forward. At the same time, she is hitting that third base. Oh, the mines are set up here, but they're a little bit late to the party. The Banelings, though, are gone now. But so are 23 SCVs. A lot of Scarlett's army did die in that engagement. That was a lot of losses there. Oh, and even more Hydras dying as they run away. I think that was well worth it, though. She pushed the base away. It looks like she actually got the kill on the command center. So ByuN knocked back the 3 bases, and he just straight up tabs out. That is definitely not what I expected. Definitely didn't expect the game to end so suddenly. I thought ByuN would play it out a little bit longer, but I think he looked back home and realized, I don't have a 4th base. I just lost 20 plus workers, and I don't have the power. He lost just too many units to counter push. He didn't have the power to just go for the counter push. That's usually the recourse to, you know, losing a lot of economy like that. Scarlett did sacrifice a lot of units to get that economic damage, but she also killed a lot of Marines. She rolled forward with those Banelings. They did a good amount of damage. And ByuN realized, I have no economy. My army's not big enough to counter push. Scarlett's just going to be too good at macroing behind that. She takes game number 1 off of ByuN. I got to say, I kind of expected ByuN to take this one pretty well. Scarlett looked really good against Ryung yesterday, but it feels like ByuN's usually kind of a step above Ryung right now in terms of the level of play. But Scarlett, she's stepped it up recently, man. She's looking really, really good here. Let's go ahead and hop into game number 2. I'm clicking buttons by accident here. It's all good. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we've got the blue Terran player for the Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. And of course, in the upper right, we have the red Zerg, Scarlett. Also for the Shopify Rebellion, it's so sad to see a team kill. I didn't even realize we had a team kill in the first section of this bracket today, but there it is. Another 2 racks in the wall opener here from ByuN. See if it stays 2 racks or if it ends up going into a 3 racks kind of setup. Trying to get things ready here. I made an announcement tweet with some of the channels that I knew this was going to be broadcasted on, but I wasn't sure who was all showing up today. Turns out it's just about everybody. Everybody wants to be here to cast these beautiful, beautiful games of StarCraft. Who can blame them? The games are just too good. It's exciting to have this level of player in a tournament. Also, Hupsay, I love you too, bud. In fact, everybody in chat, love you guys. Anybody who's watching the VOD, I love you too. Anybody who supports on Patreon, I really love you. If you support on Patreon, that's actually extra love. Sorry to everybody else. It's just how it is. It looks like ByuN again just gonna go for the 2 racks opener. This time I think it is just gonna be 3 Reapers. These add-ons are gonna be super exposed though, and Scarlett is the kind of person I feel like to try to take advantage of that. Oh, that poor drone. That poor drone. Another one goes down here. ByuN being really annoying with these Reapers. And this is the power of the 3 Reaper openings. Being able to get in, snipe some drones, snipe some lings. I think Scarlett was going to try to do the same thing where she takes that other base in case she has to cancel this one. But in this game, she's not going to have to cancel that base, so I think it works out okay. Losing that drone doesn't end up being the end of the world for Scarlett. The follow-up here is going to be in a little while for ByuN. Seems like he's being a big fan of the 2-1-1 follow-up as well. The Lings with speed. Going to try to take these Lings down, or these Reapers down. The Reapers still trade so well, though. 7 Lings, a couple of drones here. Almost even on resources. But mostly their power is in just being annoying. And obviously being able to get those scouts, forcing cancels on bases. All very powerful things those Reaper openings can do. Yeah, like I said, the very exposed tech lab. Scarlett, though, knows she can't get the kill with this many Lings. Not really worth trying. She's just gonna drone up back at home. I think she probably knows what's coming, which is gonna be Marines with Stim running across the map in a little while. But ByuN is not just going for that. He's also got a Raven on the way. And it looks like this Raven's plan is to do some auto turret harass. The auto turret harass is such an interesting choice. Instead of going for a Banshee, which is actually what we saw Maru do in the last series, was build a Banshee in this situation and get a few drone kills. The Raven. Actually, you know what? I was thinking auto turret harass, but now that I say that, might make sense to try to keep this Raven alive as well. Kill some of those creep tumors with it. Save yourself some scan energy later on. I think that might be what we end up seeing here in a little while. But it is going to be auto turret harass in the meantime. Auto turret, one of the few Terran structures you can build on creep. Actually, you can drop auto turrets on creep, right? That's a thing. I never really thought about that before. I feel like I don't see this in this matchup enough to wonder about it. Scarlett seems to be very prepared for this, though, with a Spore Crawler and a bunch of Queens right where that Raven wants to go. ByuN is starting to move through the center here. Goes for the big Stim. Try to get on top of these Queens. Queen's going for the Raven, but hey, there goes that auto turret. I guess we answered that question. The Raven does go down, though, so that is a nice victory there for Scarlett. A lot of early investment from ByuN that ended up really doing nothing. And with the Lings and Banes here, the Marines, they have to be very careful. They killed those creep tumors, but it takes a little while for the creep to de-spread. And there's still plenty of creep here. The Marines are going to dive in and get on top of the drones. 5 drones go down just like that. A couple Marines do die. One of the medevacs takes a few hits. But ByuN's going to be able to get on out of there. Pull back off the edge of creep. His third base is set up in the meantime. He's got 1-1. About 2/3 of the way done. Scarlett's 1-1 is a lot earlier this game. He's getting right into those Hydras. Bane speed is about halfway. There's going to be a 1-1 advantage for ByuN. He's going to have that for maybe a minute or so. It's actually going to be a pretty significant amount of time where he might be trying to take some engagements before Scarlett's finishes up. But Scarlett should be able to have Bane speed around that same time that ByuN's upgrades are finishing. And that's a crucial upgrade at this stage of the game. ByuN needs to be so much more careful with these Marines. He's going to fight against the Lings for a second here, but he's going to have to pick up and get out of there. Hydra's coming out as well is very dangerous for the medevacs that are doing the picking up. Scarlett already repositioning units to this top side. Oh, she's going to spot that army as the tanks siege up in these really annoying but very far back locations. They can definitely get some damage done, but feels like they're pretty far away here. They're not putting pressure onto the hatchery just yet. It's going to be up to the Marines to push forward. Scarlett, I heard a bunch of Banelings just morph. He's going to send some Lings off on a counterattack and try to defend with just the Queens, Hydras, and Banes here. Got to be really careful not to let those Banes run into tank range, though. Those are the real threat to the Marines. They need to stay alive. More Lings coming out to join up with this. In the meantime, the Lings get pushed away by the Marines and a tank back at home. ByuN holding on against that counterattack. And he's going to send these units over to reinforce. I feel like Scarlett needs to try to clear this before those reinforcements get here. The dangerous position to be in. The tanks on the low ground starting to shell against the Hydras. But the reinforcements are here now. She took a little bit too long to clear this. And suddenly a third tank and a bunch more Marines are showing up. Scarlett needs to gather her units together. This fourth base is in a lot of trouble right now. It's going to go down as those Marines put the finishing touches on it. But she's going to pull the trigger and try to take this down. A lot of those Lings and Banes on the low ground. Banes getting targeted down. The tanks will fall. There's no Banes to finish off these Marines. Scarlett's going to have to pull back up to where this fourth base was once upon a time. Another tank shows up. ByuN is keeping this pressure on. He is not slowing down at all. He knows there's no Banelings right now. Without the Banelings, the Marines are just going to hold strong in their little clump. The Hydra count is too low to out DPS the Marines, and GG gets called as ByuN ties the series up 1-1. Whew. A good push there from ByuN. It did kind of feel like Scarlett had the tools to defend it. But those reinforcements showing up at such a crucial time, her counterattack ended up not doing anything, and those Lings stayed out on the map. So there was a big group of Lings that were just kind of out there. And part of me wonders if those Lings had been on the defense instead of on the counterattack, could she have held it then? It's hard to say, but it felt like those Lings were a crucial missing part of that army for a while, and it was just Baneling Hydra. The Lings are a lot better, I think, against the tanks when it's only 1 or 2 tanks. But at the end of the day, ByuN's able to push through. The fact that he did not chill at all after killing the fourth base, I think, was crucial there. He could have absolutely played it safe, killed the fourth base, and just picked up and left. Maybe drop a few Marines in the main, just try to expand behind it, but he was on the gas pedal. And that can be the right call a lot of times because, you know, you pull back, you try to harass, you kind of give your opponent a chance to get back into it. You're putting it on yourself not to make a mistake, and, well, he does make very few of them. Even this guy can make some mistakes occasionally. We've seen it happen. We try to imagine these players as perfect, but only Serral and Maru really are perfect. The other players, they're perfect for their imperfections. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, we have our wonderful Terran player, ByuN. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the Zergy, Scarlett. One of the, honestly, both of these players, 2 of the all-time fan favorites. Scarlett, of course, being one of the premier foreign players for the last 12 years. Even winning an IEM Pyeongchang, which was the event that was linked with the Olympics. It wasn't StarCraft as an Olympic event. It wasn't quite that. But it was about as close as I think we're ever going to get. That was a really, really fun event. Scarlett defeated Serral. That was 2018 Serral, too. That was like the last event he lost that year. I think it might have been the only event he lost that year. It was IEM Pyeongchang. It was the Winter Olympics. Scarlett took him down, took down SOS in the finals. That was a fun one. But she's been a fan favorite for a long time. ByuN, of course, made big waves. 2016, he was a GSL champion. I think he was the first and probably the only GSL champion to not have a team when he won. He was teamless during that run, and he was teamless during his world champion run at BlizzCon that year. But of course, what really made him a fan favorite was his electric personality and his insane amount of streaming he did. And he often brings out the best in a lot of other players too. We've seen it a lot where he and the other players will banter back and forth. There'll be a lot of chatting. Especially Maru. He and Maru are very good friends, so they'll often goof around in chat. I do hope we get to see that a little bit in this tournament. We've got a few Korean commentators that will translate in chat if fun things happen. Into the Inyu, who has cast a lot of the KSLs. We've seen him around a lot. But also we have Crank in here as well. And I'm stoked to have Crank cast in the KSL. After all, this event, the weekly version of the KSL, is largely modeled after the Alima League, which I watched a lot for years. That was Crank and Oli Moly's event. I was always a big fan. Now this game's a little bit interesting. So Scarlett actually opened up with the pool first and the gas first. She's going to have that metabolic boost done. She's got a Baneling Nest done. And she's going to put some Baneling pressure onto ByuN. Now ByuN's got 3 Raxes down here. But the big danger of having the Raxes down here, there is no wall. And all the production is right here. There's the Reapers. I'm pretty sure ByuN just got a scout on the Bane Nest, though, which is crucial. And look at that. He immediately backs this wall up. Now, if Scarlett has enough Banelings, she could smash through a barracks, but it takes a lot of Banelings. I don't like this supply depot, though, because I'm pretty sure if Scarlett clicks on this depot, it will splash to this one behind it. In fact, I'm almost positive of that. And I'm pretty sure 5 Banelings is enough to blow both of these up. I guess we'll find out momentarily. It looks like I was actually wrong here. And ByuN knows his stuff. He knows where to put his depots. He is, after all, a professional. And just like that, Scarlett taps out. ByuN takes game number 3. Quick and easy. The Reaper scouted the Bane Nest. Sometimes that's all it takes. ByuN good enough to defend it if he knows it's coming. Scarlett was just kind of hoping he wouldn't be able to get that scout, hoping she could stop him from getting that scout. It was close. Man, I tried to answer a question here. Sorry, I'll get us into the game while I finish this admin stuff. What happened? Oh! Alright, sorry. Just trying to change the scores. Apparently we don't have Wardy in here. Oh my god, look at that, it's ByuN. Wow. I don't know who's observing right now. Sorry, guys, I know this is exciting. This is more the admin stream than it is the casting stream. Yes, Macrocosm, there will be, and I should be able to get all the replays from this stage of the event. It'll be easy to get them all. Because every game's going to get casted. Jesus, Reaper's getting the damage done, though. Scarlett did save a few of the drones there, but 2 drones and 4 lings this time. Oh, they wanted to get this creep tumor also. Not going to quite be able to get it, though. I guess I'll talk about this game a little bit. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if I could do something for Wardy. I hate when players or casters are left out of the lobby, and it's the kind of thing I should be paying attention to. I was focused on if the other match could start, and not if everybody was in the lobby, and that's my mistake. I don't have a referee in this game right now, which is something that I, as the admin of the tournament, should probably be focused on having. This is where my inexperience with these kinds of tournaments comes into play. I feel bad. Anyways, I've spent a lot of this game not talking about the game. Fortunately, it's mostly been ByuN running around with some Reapers, doing some damage, being annoying. But at this point, that part's pretty much done. This has been just kind of the standard build. If you're wondering what's been going on, it's pretty much the exact same build as what we saw last game. And ByuN's looking to hit with these Stim Marines now. He's got that Raven around as well, which could join up with this, drop some auto turrets perhaps, but last time it did just kind of die. Queens and Lings are here to defend this, but that is a lot of Stim Marines right now. The Lings are hesitant to go in, but they kind of need to, and now they're dead. Oh man, and just like that, ByuN pushes through. And unfortunately, anticlimactic ending to that, as Scarlett just didn't have enough to defend that push.